recording. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday. It is Easter weekend, and I know a lot of us are people of faith, so it is important that we're spending time with our family, spending time on Easter reflecting on the things that are super important. And so I wanted to make sure we still did this. So thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to be with us. There is something that I actually was talking to my team about that I'm going to touch on real quick that was like a real realization for me. If you're not a person of faith, like you can just tune this out, or you can like think of it in your own religion that you follow or whatever. But for me, this is something that's important. I think so many of us are treating God like he's a genie. And so we're like asking for these things that we want. And we're just expecting God to be like, and so your wish is granted. And then 2 more wishes for you. And that's not how this works. There's a story, because we are in the weekend where we're hyper aware of the sacrifice that Jesus made. So there's a story about a man by a well that was lame. So he couldn't walk. He hadn't walked for his whole life. And he was sitting by this well every single day on his mat because he had heard that this is like a blessed water. So like this well is blessed, that angels come down and bless this water. And he's hoping to be healed so that he can walk. And so he's waiting for like someone to like bring him into the well. He like asks all these people to like, help me get into the well because it's this blessed water or whatever. Well, Jesus comes by and he says, he's talking to the man, and he tells the man to pick up your mat and stand. And that was something huge for me when I heard that story, because we're expecting for these things to happen in our life. Like we want to achieve these ranks. We want to do big things for our family. Right now, especially with 1 month left of these bonuses, we want these things to happen. And yes, part of our job is to live in expectancy. Like we should be expecting the things that we are asking for. It's like the law of attraction. It is all about manifestation. And it is in the Bible, like ask, believe, receive. But there is also another part to this that people often miss. And that is, you need to meet God with your actions. You can't just sit idly by and expect the genie to grant you wishes. He is a God that is more interested in changing our hearts than just changing the circumstances around us. So what that requires us to do is to put in action and meet him. Because if he just gives us things without us working, changing, molding ourselves, we are going to take that thing for granted and be humbled super fast when it is stripped away from us. So today we're going to talk about how do we build community, and then the actions, and how we can block our time effectively so that we are serving in our life as a multifaceted person. Because we all know we have jobs, we have outside of this business, we have families outside of this business, we have relationships outside of this business, we have hobbies, we have interests, we have all the things. So how can we fit this business in? Because I know even as a stay-at-home mom of 3 now, there are times where I'm like, how do I get all this shit done? How do I get the laundry done? How do I make sure that I'm showing up for my business? How do I do all those things? And of course, part of planning your week is being super intentional with your time throughout the week as well, so that you're not just like planning all this content and then you're still wasting your time on your phone. Because I can guarantee you that if you're thinking like, I'm on my phone all the time, you're not intentionally working your business. And a lot of that time is used consuming as opposed to utilizing your phone as a tool to connect to other people, to grow your business. You're using it as a toy, as something that is entertaining you. And so first I want to dive into how do you build community, and then I'm going to give you the nitty gritty to show you how you can break down things. Like you can, of course, change this up if you would like, but I'm trying to hit on all cylinders. I'm trying to make sure that you're blocking the time effectively and really being intentional with the way that you're doing the actions so that you are seeing the results. So, first of all, how do we build a community? So our intention, we narrowed down our niche last week. So if you haven't tuned into that Zoom, I would highly recommend going onto my YouTube page. It's Megan Holcomb. You can search me and it's on there so that you can watch that and understand like what is your niche. The reason we're drilling down is because it is better if you are speaking to few than trying to speak to many, because if you're trying to speak to many, you're speaking to no one. So we narrow down our niche so that you feel like good about the things that you do every day, that you're providing value into this world, and that you're showing that you're so much more than Lavelle and Thrive. And perfect. You're so welcome. So it's awesome that we're narrowing down our niche and niche, whatever, however you said it. What did you say the other day, Star? Niche.
Yeah, I was like niche.
So it's great and all that we have this niche, but like, how do we bring people into our niche, and how do we connect with people that can relate to what we're trying to provide value to? So there's a few different ways that you create community within social media. The first one, I think, and the most important one, is understanding what is resonating with your audience. So that means that when you are, so like if you just started narrowing down on your niche, maybe you have like a week now. If you've taken the things I've said and you've applied them effectively, you now have the ability to see like, how is this hitting with my audience, right? So the way that we do that is by assessing our engagement on our posts. So looking at our posts, you can go back to like your Instagram posts, your Facebook posts, whatever. And you can see, like, just go through like your last week of posts and look at the likes on it, because all likes are, you guys, likes are a way of gauging for you to understand, is this something that my audience likes? Obviously, I think we look into like so much in this industry as validation for ourselves, when really it's just a gauge if this information that we're providing is truly of value to our audience and if they like it. So remove the mindset of yourself. I think that in a world of social media and comparison and all those things, that can be something that you're using to harm yourself and to compare yourself and things like that, when really your likes are only a tool for you to understand if this is something that's important to the people that are following you. So you can go through and see like, yes, that one was huge. Yes, this one maybe saw a little bit less. And this helps you understand, okay, I need to create more content like that because it responded well to my audience. So that's a way to assess. So that's understanding what's resonating with your audience, is by seeing the engagement on your posts. And you can also go into your insights and check this out as well to see which one of your posts had the most insights. You can also look to, sorry, let me shut that off, your stories and see your most viewed stories, or like when are people clicking off of your stories and that sort of thing as well. Next is getting to know your audience better. So a little backstory. I used to think that I need to engage with my audience so that I increase my algorithm and more people see my stuff. No. This was the wrong frame of mind. And if we're thinking, again, if we're putting ourselves first in our content and we're putting ourselves first in the actions that we do, it's going to feel icky. It's going to feel like a task. It's going to feel like a chore, like something that you don't want to do, because you're coming from a selfish perspective. I want my algorithm to increase. I want more likes. Instead of, when you're engaging with people, all you're doing is trying to get to know them better. What are their struggles? What are they talking about? What are the things that they're posting about? This is why you're engaging. And yes, it's to build relationships too, but I think it's even more so than that, to understand what are their struggles. Are they posting about how tired they are every single day on their Facebook? Are they posting about their kids a lot? So then you know that their kids are important to them. So you can direct your content to talk about how you're showing up for your kids better, and how the products help you with that. You can see if when they're griping about things, you can see what kind of things they're posting on a daily basis. This helps you get to know your audience better so that you know what kind of content to create for them, so that they're getting value from you that they really care about. You can also do this through polls in your stories. So I did a series of polls at one point because I wanted to better understand, like I did just like, I want to get to know you better. And then I did a poll series like inside or outside, meat or vegetables. Cause mine's health, obviously health and fitness and that sort of thing is what my niche is. And then I asked a couple questions around different things with health and wellness, like coffee or soda, yada, yada, or yada, yada. So if your niche is like something to do with you're a single mom, or maybe you're a homeschool mom, or maybe you can ask different questions around kids. So you could do like indoor activities with your kids or outdoor activities with your kids. You picky eaters at home, or they'll eat anything, that sort of thing. So you can understand like, okay, how can I provide more value? Like if they have picky eaters, then maybe I need to start talking about some foods that you can get to incorporate health to make your kids healthier, even as picky eaters, whatever it looks like. Any sort of poll series that can help drive down and understand your audience more. Or even it's just like asking them, what would you like to see more of? For me, it was like, I'm going to do a poll series after I hop off this Zoom. That's like, workouts. Do you want to see more at-home workouts, or do you want to see the different equipment I use? Do you want to see the tools I use on a daily basis, or do you want to see blah, blah, blah? It's just asking what they want to see more of. And sometimes you guys, you're not going to get a lot of people responding to your polls, and don't take it personally. That just means that you need to build some more community and get to know your audience more through engagement. That's all it means. It's nothing against you. It's just that you haven't built that connection where they feel comfortable enough voting on your polls. Or maybe all you've done polls for in the past was for your business. So they're like, oh my God, if I vote on this, is she going to get in my DMs? And so that's all that means. You guys, you got to separate your emotions from your business. It's nothing personal. It's business. And all the things mean, like, if you're not getting enough likes, it says nothing about you as a value, to your value as a person, or if you're worthy of this business. All it means is that you're needing to understand what's going to resonate with your audience more. With the polls thing, it doesn't mean people don't like you, or that they're not watching your stories, or that you don't matter. It's that you haven't built enough connection with people yet for them to feel comfortable voting in your polls. Or like I said before, maybe your polls were used for a different agenda before, and they feel like, if I vote on this, is she going to hop into my messenger? Like so many other people in this industry do. Anyways, so getting to know them better through polls and engagement. Gearing the way that you're talking in your stories. And I noticed this was something that I did today, and I was like, shit. How you're talking in your stories, how you're communicating in your posts. Are you saying things like we, y'all, you guys, us, or are you really trying to say things like you, friend, sister, girlfriend, whatever? What we're trying to do is we're trying to make people on the other side of our social media know that we're just talking directly to them specifically. We're not trying to talk to everyone and their mom, because like I said, when you're talking to everyone, you're talking to nobody. And I realized I said you guys in my stories today, and I was like, damn it, but I'm not about to go back and delete it. I'll just do better going forward. So it happens. Don't beat yourself up, but as much as you can, remove the I, remove the we, remove the guys, people, us, and try to really focus on you in different ways that you can focus in on in the individual. How else do you build community? Through consistency. Because people, the word that everyone hates, consistency. This makes you a reliable source for people. If you're consistently providing value around your niche, people will continually come back to you for information. I'm going to address something real fast because I've been hearing this a lot. And again, this is your business, so you're free to try anything you want. You're free to do whatever you want. I just want to provide an additional perspective that you guys can hear. So there's been this reel, like maybe it's a couple reels, people that are like trying to talk about how you can be better on Instagram or whatever. There's been reels that have been going around. They're like, if you want to increase your story views, don't post anything in your stories for 24 hours and then show up with a series of polls. So here's what that says to me. And I'm just going to provide this perspective. And like I said, if you saw that and you want to try it, cool, go ahead. But I want to provide you with a different value-based, community-based perspective. If you were to disappear from your stories for 24 hours and there is somebody that watches you every single day, we all have at least one person that watches our stories every day. Whether that's somebody that is already in this business, or maybe it's somebody that isn't in this business yet. Maybe it is one of your customers. Maybe they're not your customer yet. Maybe they're one of your promoters. Maybe they're not your promoter. Maybe they're a sideline. Maybe they're not in the business yet. Like I said, that does not matter. I think about the people that I go to consume content because I get information from them. They motivate me for the day. If they were not to post for 24 hours, I'd be like, what the hell? I like watching your stuff. Okay. So if we're disappearing for 24 hours, that is not showing consistency. Now, here's the thing. If you have like life things going on, I understand that. But if you're doing it to increase your story views, you're thinking about yourself. You are not thinking about the people that you're connecting with. You should be able to increase your story views by doing the actions every day and creating community, not by just these tactics that people are trying. All they're trying to do is to get you to follow them because they have the advice or whatever. It's just whatever. I think anytime you see information, you got to take an outside lens and question every bit of information you get, no matter what, and put it up to what you feel like in your heart. And for me, that was like, I don't feel like this is the right thing. I feel like I have, on average, 50 plus people on Instagram that watch my stories every day and 100 plus people on Facebook that watch my stories every day. If I didn't show up for 24 hours, what would that say? So I'm saying if you have like a life thing that's going on, maybe you're going to the hospital because you're having a baby. I think you can come into your stories and say like, today's the big day. I might not be in my stories today. And they would understand. But if you're just like, boom, gone for 24 hours, what does that say to people? So consistency is so important. Consistently showing up every day, consistently sticking within your niche day after day after day to grow, consistently building relationships with people, consistently showing up in your stories so that people can get to know you in the backs, like behind the scenes sort of thing. And then I think with consistency, another way to build community is to add value. And that's what the whole drilling down your niche thing is, so that you can provide value to people. That is all it's about, you guys. It's about how are we showing up in this world for other people and through impact. And when you're doing impact, the income will come, I promise. Okay. So now that we've talked about how you build your community, like different ways that you can build your community, let's get down to the nitty gritty. So we're going to talk about time blocking and how you can work your business in, let me add up these minutes, like an hour. How you can work your business in 1 hour. And that doesn't mean like sitting down for an hour and working your business all at once. If you're like me, I get distracted easily. I get bored easily. Shiny red ball is a real thing. So I've broken it down into some different blocks that you can use and implement throughout your day. One of them is a significant block, but I think everyone has at least 45 minutes that they can pull aside for their business every single day at one time. Whether that's you get up a little bit earlier, maybe that's you just stay up a little bit later. Maybe that's you get a lunch break for work or whatever. The first block is 45 minutes, but it is huge. So I'm going to break these down into the blocks. So block number 1. And like I said, I'm going to type all this information up for you guys, and I'm going to put it in the announcement of the Zoom for today so that you guys can have that at your fingertips. And this way, like, you can look at your calendar when you're planning out your week, understand like this, I have this thing going on with my kids. I have my job from this time to this time. I have church at this time. I have volleyball at this time, soccer, blah, 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 blah. And you can look and see where's there this time gap, where's this time gap, and where's this time gap, and I can fill these things in. And all you have to do is put block 1, and then you'll have all the information that you would do for block number 1. So block number 1 is 45 minutes long. And I'm going to go as slow as I can, but I'm also going to type this up, like I said. So yeah, and then I'll leave the last couple minutes of the Zoom for questions or clarifications on things. So for block number 1, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pull up Facebook. You're going to go to your friends. And if you're, so here's a couple different things. If you're going into Facebook and you're clicking on, I call it the hamburger menu. It's the 3 lines on the bottom right corner, at least that's what it is for iPhones. So click on those 3 lines. And if you're clicking friends from there and then clicking all friends, you'll want to scroll down a little bit first, because the people that show up at the top are people you typically are interacting with already. And of course we want to engage with those people, but I have a way to do that later on. But you also want to make sure that you're engaging with people that you might not be connecting with. So you'll scroll down a little bit and engage with those people. If you're going into your profile, so like you see your lovely, beautiful face, and then you are clicking on the friends, pick a letter of the alphabet to do this. So like A, B, C, D, whatever. Pick a letter of the alphabet. You can do it either way. Maybe you do on Mondays, you do the first way I explained. Maybe on Tuesdays, you go through a letter of the alphabet. Whatever you want to do, we're just trying to connect with people that we might not normally connect with. So after you get into whatever friends thing that you choose, a letterist. So then we are going to set a timer. Set a timer for 10 minutes and interact. Just 10 minutes. Do not go on your timeline or the news feed. Do not go on the news feed ever, ever. I mean, I might provide a way that you can do that too, actually, because I think it's important to connect with people that follow you on a regular basis too. It is a black hole though, for real. For real. You'll end up watching cat videos, I always say. So set a timer, do that for 10 minutes. I'm turning off my heater because I am sweating. Okay, next you'll do birthdays. This will take you 2 seconds. You can send messages. Happy birthday. I hope you have like an amazing day. You can ask them if they have any fun plans, whatever. Just get your birthdays done. Next, or you can do belated birthdays, because everyone and their mom is hitting them up on the day of. You can go the day before. Ooh, those are good ideas. I like that. And if you're doing tomorrow's birthdays, you can always say, like, hey, I wanted to connect with you before your birthday and just hope wish you the best, or do you have anything cool planned, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we did the birthdays. Next, we are going to pull up Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, get one. Or just you've already done your stuff for the day, and it'll only take you like 15 minutes total. Pull up Instagram, go into the little search guy, the little magnifying glass, and we are going to search hashtags that relate to your niche. So if whatever hashtags you're using for your posts, or hashtags that are like autism mom or single mom of 3, try to get as narrow as you can. Minnesota mom, small town living. Those are some of the ones that I use. Whatever. So search a hashtag that relates to your niche. Then go to recent, not top. We'll address top in a minute. Go to recent, because we want to connect with people that have recently used these hashtags. Filter through all the ones that are just like spammy crap, or people like the pictures, like you're like, who, this is weird. Because you'll get those sometimes. Look for the humans and set a timer for 5 minutes and interact with those. It doesn't matter if you're following them, just interact with those people for 5 minutes. Next, in those same hashtags, you can migrate over to top, and then find some people in there. Maybe if they have a really large following, go into their most recent post, click on their likes, and maybe follow some people out of there. Or you can go into recent and you can follow people from there. So set a timer for 10 minutes and follow from those hashtags. 10 minutes. After that, we are going to go to your own personal profile on Instagram. You're going to click on following. So these are people that you're following. You'll see something that says like sort for by default, and there's like 2 little arrows that go up and down. Click on that, and date followed, click on the latest. This will bring up all the people that you've recently followed. Set a timer for 5 minutes and interact those people. I do not always follow people after I interact with them. Sometimes I just leave it. You're welcome. 5 minutes. Next, we're going to click on followers. Set a timer and engage with them for 10 minutes. Now, sometimes you might come across bots. Just keep going. Like people that just like follow, like they're robotic people and they're not real life people, spammers, whatever. Just move along. And it doesn't matter if you follow them back. If you don't and you can't see their stuff, you can follow them back. You don't have to necessarily follow them back. Okay, so then after all that's done, we're going to journal for a couple seconds, couple minutes. It shouldn't take you longer than a minute. What are the things you noticed while you were engaging with people? What are people talking about? Do you think there is a specific person you engaged with that would be good at this business? Do you think they would be a good customer candidate? Write their names down and be more intentional with them, build a deeper relationship with those people. So we're just going to journal the things that we notice, because you're not engaging, again, for yourself. You're engaging to understand your audience more and understand if there's people that would really benefit from this business or the products itself. So that's block number 1. That should take you 45 minutes. that whole thing. And if you're like set on time, you can obviously narrow down some of those to 5 minutes as opposed to 10 minutes. Like the couple that are 10 minutes, just narrow them down to 5 if you're really pressed for time that day. And it will take you like 25 to 30 minutes. Block number 2. This will take you about 20 minutes. I'm just going to give you a minute to write it down as I take a drink of water. Pick up your phone. The reason I say pick up your phone is because your phone shouldn't be glued to your hand. It is not a limb that you just grew overnight when you decided to join this business. It is not an extension of your body. It is an inanimate object that is used as a tool to grow your business, to connect with people, blah, blah, blah. So you need to put your phone down sometimes. So I said, okay, Mom, pick up your phone, go into Facebook Messenger, set a timer, send messages for 5 minutes. This can be people on your team that you're talking to. I don't want you dragging bodies. So if this person has like ghosted you for months, like don't waste your time on your 5 minutes. It can be better utilized connecting with potentials or samplers or people that you've been talking to in stories and maybe they replied back to you. This is just Facebook Messenger. Next, we're going to go into Instagram DMs. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Do the exact same thing. If you don't have any messages in Instagram because maybe you just started, you can add this time to engaging with stories, which we're going to go over next. So after you've done that, we're going to go into Facebook stories. Set a timer. And if you want to get to the people that you're not really connecting with on a regular basis, like scroll over to the left, like pull it to the left, pull it to the left. If you're coming across Thrivers that aren't within your team, please mute them so that you're not having to filter through a bunch of Thrivers. We can be friends with each other. That's just fine. But if you're not getting value, ideas, inspiration, or if you're finding that you're spending way too much time consuming other Thrivers content, it's time for you to mute them. As much as you love them, just do it for your own sanity. Scroll way over and then set a timer and engage with stories for 5 minutes. Next, we're going to go to Instagram stories and do the exact same thing. So set a timer, engage with stories for 5 minutes. Oh, my husband must have went outside because like my door just shut all of a sudden and scared the crap out of me. So this is block number 2, and this should take you 20 minutes. Tops, you guys. Now here's our last block, and this is like going to be set on a rotation. So these are like you can pick one of these things. You don't have to do them all because you'll understand why. You won't want to do all of them every single day. Block number 3, pick 1 or 2. You can pick 2 sometimes. This should take you 5 to 10 minutes. It's very brief. It doesn't take much of your time at all. And here are the things to choose from. You can follow up with all of your customers. So go, and this doesn't mean necessarily all your free customers either. This can just be like your current ordering customers. So if you go to the previous month, click on in your back office and click on your, like if you click on my customers, up at the top is customer orders. There's a button that says customer orders. If you click that, it'll show you who all ordered and when. So then following up with all the people that have ordered in the last month. That's the first one. The second one is reach out to your upline. This is one you can tag on every single day if you're really pushing for something or you wanting to connect with them. This is one that you can tag on. So reach out to your upline. Hey, I just wanted to touch base with you. If you're struggling with something, let them know. Whatever that looks like. The third one is research trending reels, save sounds, get ideas, that sort of thing. Again, this is only for 5 to 10 minutes. So you need to set a timer if this is the one you're doing for 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise you'll watch reels all day. Because I've gotten sucked in that hole. Okay, so the fourth one, look at your story views. So look at your story views on Facebook, look at your story views on Instagram. Like maybe you notice like what are the trends, who is like what typically watching my stories. You can engage with these people at this time because you have that 5 to 10 minute window. Next is number 5. This can be check your Instagram insights to spot trends, to see what are my highest viewed stories, maybe create more of that. You need to look at insights. And I've explained how to do this in a previous post by having a professional account, a creator account. And if you don't know how to do that, there's this amazing tool that we have nowadays that's called Google, and you can figure it out. So you can spot trends, you can understand what content is really hitting with your audience, that sort of thing. Number 6 is look at your likes. So look at how many people are liking your story or your posts. Look at who's liking your posts, that sort of thing. Sorry, that was my husband. Look at your likes. So look at the likes on your, again, please do not use this as a unit of measure of your worthiness or value in this world. This is just a tool to understand if your content is hitting with your people. That's it. But you want to look at your likes to see who's liking it. You can engage with these people during this time, like I said. You can also like look at when, like what posts have more. Maybe you can see like what time did I post that, and maybe that wasn't such a good time to post. Like just assessing overall your likes. And then number 7 is clean out your inactives or unfollow. So the reason I did 7 is so that you could do one of these every day of the week and you're hitting all things for your business. Literally, if you're doing these 3 blocks every single day, you are hitting every aspect of your business except for like checking your reports in your back office. You're literally doing it all. And oh, I forgot to add, if you're, let me see, looking at your story views, this can also be following up with polls, people that voted on polls. If it was business or sample specific, following up with your polls too. Sorry. So if you knew you did a polls, you might need to incorporate that and one of the other ones if you want to for the day. So I did that so you could have clean out inactives and unfollow. So if you're in Facebook, you can get this accomplished by when you're going through your alphabet and you just see the people that have like the circle with no face on it. You just unfriend them or whatever. On Instagram, and just write the names down maybe instead of like having to do it another time. But you can also like take this block number 3 and tag it on to your engagement one. So like if you know you need to clean out some stuff when you're going into Facebook, into your friends list, just make like an asterisk to know follow inactive account or unfriend inactive accounts. Or if you're doing unfollows when you go in to engage with your following or following people that you're following, if they're not posting, if they haven't posted since December, please unfollow them. There's no way you're going to build a connection with them. Like, they might be watching your stuff. That's cool, but you understand zero about them because they never post. Or if you start seeing like their stuff and you're like, why did I ever follow this person? Unfollow. It's fine. It's fine. Unfriend, unfollow. It's fine. You're narrowing down your niche. You're getting people into your business that you want into your business. Here's the thing. We should not ever be desperate in our business to get a customer that you feel like is going to be one of the people that will like complain about everything about the product. They're like, the capsule tastes funny and the shake has a weird texture. And then the patch, it just leaves a mark on my body and I'm not feeling anything. And I have all the headaches. And you're like, whoa, like that person, you can tell what kind of person that is by just looking at their posts and they're like complaining about everything in their life. That 150 in sales is not worth the time that you're trading to like constantly troubleshoot with that person. Trust me. Negative Nancy. Yep. My poor Aunt Nancy. She's not negative. She's really nice, but it's just like anyone that's Karen. Like, I feel bad because now your name is like slandered for life. So again, I'm going to type all of this up. I hope this was helpful. I hope it breaks it down for you because I was writing down every day. You guys, it's Pamela. Yeah, that's one of my faves. So you guys, I never think I have all the answers. I will never feel like I have quote unquote arrived. We're constantly evolving. And the moment that you think like, I got this is the moment of your downfall. So my goal is to be transparent with you guys, to know that it doesn't matter what rank you are. You still are evolving. You're still learning stuff. You're still trying to tweak stuff. Like, nobody has all the answers. So I want you guys to know that. I think transparency is something that's missing from this industry. And I want you guys to know that it doesn't matter if you're a 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K, 4K, you still battle your own things. You're still trying to figure things out. You're still learning on a daily basis. Nobody has quote unquote arrived. And if you feel that way, be prepared for your business to start slowing down because the world is evolving. So what I was finding, I'll give you like Wednesday, for example. I wrote, maybe not Wednesday. I was just writing down like IPAs on my like top 3 action items. And I was like plugging them in. And then I was feeling so overwhelmed with everything that I had going on. And I think it was because I was like blanketing all my income producing activities under one thing. And I feel like if you're being too vague with yourself and your schedule, then you're allowing room for you to become distracted, frustrated, for you to not get all the things done, for you to start slacking. If you're getting really focused, then you are allowing for consistency and showing up and dedication and all those things. So I hope this was a helpful breakdown for you guys, because I realized like as a busy person, like sometimes you can't just fit everything into one block. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. Like, let's say that your biggest chunk of time that you're available is at 6 a.m. Are you going to send out messages at 6 a.m.? Like, or 5, like me? I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Am I going to send out messages at 4 o'clock in the morning when there's people in California that would be getting my messages at 2 a.m.? And like, what if they leave their phone on and then they're like, who the F is this girl that's messaging me at 2 a.m.? This is ridiculous. No. So like, it's sometimes not ideal for you to fit in certain chunks of your business into certain time periods. So that's why I wanted to break it down into 3 blocks for you guys, because the first one, you can really just do that at any time. And it's not going to be like weird for people, like engaging with people. So I hope that was helpful. Same way I consistently say something. Oh, good. You're welcome. Like I said, I'll type this all up for you guys. It'll look nice and pretty and beautiful. And then you can save it, disperse it to your teams. If you think there's a friend that could benefit from this information, please tag them in the announcement for this Zoom, because all this information will be on there. Because here's the thing, you guys, you can post all day long, but if you're not doing these things on the back end, you're not getting to know people. You're not creating like community with people. You're not sending your messages. Like your business is you're not going to see the success that you want. The posting is just a small aspect of everything. And I wanted to provide the why behind the reason we do all the things, because sometimes you come into this business and your leader might be like, here's all the things that you need to do on a daily basis. And you're like, why? If you understand the reason behind things, it's easy for you to justify to yourself why you're taking time to do it. So like the reason we're doing engagement is because we need to get to know people. It's not about you. Oh, thanks, Heather. Love you, sis. Any questions I can help answer? Please take time to plan your content for the week. If you need to reference back to our last week's Zoom, please do so. If not, oh, take a picture. Please take a picture. I'm trying to like make my desk look all organized, even though my life is like disorganized most of the time, let's be honest. And sometimes you need to show that stuff because you don't want to look too perfect and people can't relate to you. So sometimes you need to show the hot mess areas of your life. Oh, I just have that up. You can drop questions if you had them, take your pictures, whatever. I'll just leave this up for another minute or so that you get the opportunity to do that. You can hop off and have an amazing, amazing Easter and weekend. And thank you guys for taking Saturday to be with me. Happy weekend. I'll get this recording up as soon as I can. I'm going to stop it.